Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In this video, we'll be talking about how to determine whether your succulent is getting overwatered. Now here I have two examples. I will show you the first example over here. Now there are two reasons behind why the leaves will open up wide. One, which we all know, that in case if the succulent starts to absorb a lot of water, the leaves cannot hold that water, due to which they tend to become slightly heavy. Now when they tend to get heavy, they tend to open up wide, like you can see over here. Now this is a case because of watering. As you all know, it has been raining a lot, but there are two combinations over here. One is because of lack of light, and secondly it's because of water. There is too much of water this plant has absorbed. That's why I have moved it to a higher place so that it does not come in contact with water anymore. Now in this case, the succulent has absorbed too much of water, due to which the leaves have opened up. Now this is one instance. Now second instance is, if let's say if you have kept your succulent in indirect bright light, and now because of whatever reason the succulent is not getting enough light, it will again start opening up the leaves, but that process is called as the stretching process. Even in the stretching process, the leaves will start to open wide enough. Whether you water it or you don't water it, a lot of times people do get confused that I haven't watered my succulent but still the leaves are opening up wide enough. Then you need to check whether your succulent is getting enough light. Because there are two instances. One is when your succulent is absorbing too much of water, the leaves will open wide enough. Second, when your succulent is not getting enough light, the leaves will start to open wide enough. Now over here, this is a perfect example of both. As you all know, it has been raining a lot. There is not much sun. Today it is very sunny. I'm happy about it. So I am trying to keep a lot of my succulents in an open space so that the soil tends to dry faster. So this pot was a perfect example of lack of light and too much of water, due to which the leaves have all started to open up. But indirect bright light, it will not be much of an issue. The leaves will be still compact, but you have to be careful of the watering. The moment you tend to see that your succulent leaves are opening up, they're turning wide, then you have to cut down on your watering. If you are still going to continue watering your succulent, if the leaves are wide open like this, then in matter of weeks, the succulent will start getting rotted. So this was one example indicating that your succulent is getting too much of water. Now this will be sounding little confusing. That is why succulents are little difficult to handle. So let me clear it once again. Let's say that this pot was kept in bright light. Let's say that there is direct sunlight and the leaves have started to open wide enough. So in that case, we can rule out that it is not due to lack of watering, because it is kept in morning direct sunlight, yet the leaves are opening wide enough, which means that you have been watering it a little bit more than required. Whereas, let's say that you have kept it in indirect bright light and you haven't been watering it a lot, but still the leaves are opening wide enough, which indicates that the plant is not getting enough light. So there are two instances. In both instances, you need to be extremely careful, especially on the watering part. If you feel that the leaves are opening due to watering, then you have to be extremely careful, because if you are still going to continue watering, then the succulent will definitely get rotted. So this was example number one. Now the second example over here, as you can see, the leaves are not wide open. They are very compact. They're getting a good amount of light. Everything looks very fine. But when you're going to take a closer look at the lower leaves, you can see this is an indication that your succulent is getting overwatered. Now if there was only one leaf that was turning yellow, I would have not been much worried. But now I have noticed that there are 3 leaves in the front and 2 leaves at the back. Now if we're going to take a closer look at the leaves, the front 2 leaves are completely yellow. They are still opaque, but these leaves have started to turn transparent, which indicates that this succulent, this Agoides of mine, has started to take in a lot of water. Now I have moved it to a place where there is no rain anymore falling on it, or it is not coming in contact with any water. So you can see the soil is now very dry, but the water, the moisture is still present beneath the soil. So I have to be extremely careful with this pot now. So again, this pot is also moved to a slightly higher location so that it doesn't come in contact with any water. You can see this is how the leaf looks like. I will just try to pluck out the leaf and show you how the leaf looks like. So it broke into half, but you can see this is how an overwatered leaf looks like. You can see it's completely turned transparent. It's very mushy, and you can see the moment I squeeze, there is water in it. Let me take out the other one. You can see they are not breaking completely. They are breaking half because there is a lot of water inside them. You can see this. This is all the water that it has been soaking up. So the best thing what you can do is right now, immediately when you tend to see a situation like this, completely stop watering your aguaries or any succulent for that matter. This is going to be very common with a lot of succulents. Here it is little difficult to understand because the leaves are completely closed inwards because it is in good amount of sunlight. But you can see the lower leaves have now started to turn yellow, which means this one in particular has been taking in a lot of water. The bigger one is still fine, but the smaller one is taking in a lot of water. So this is your early sign. So if there is one or two, it's absolutely fine. Usually that happens when the succulent starts to get acclimated, especially when you buy a new succulent. 1 or 2 leaves will turn yellow. But when you tend to see 4 or 5 leaves of a succulent turning yellow, then that is something that you need to take care. It is a sign your succulent is giving you to be alert that it is receiving a lot of water and you need to stop watering it right away. Now obviously I'm not going to water this anymore. It is going to be in a place which is elevated, which does not come in contact with rain and water from the ground. So I'm going to keep it in a dry place. Watering is going to be completely stopped for another let's say a week or 2 weeks. In fact, I'm not going to water it for another 2 weeks at least, because right now it's monsoons, there's a lot of moisture in the air. So even if I'm not going to water it for 2 to 3 weeks, it's going to be absolutely fine. So I'm going to keep it safe because this was the early sign. The succulent was telling me that please do not give me any more water. I have had enough water. So these were the 3. Actually, there were 5 of the leaves that were indicating that the succulent is getting overwatered. If I continue to water this, within couple of days, all of the leaves will turn yellow and most probably it will rot from the center. So I have to be extremely careful. So guys, this was all about checking the signs of overwatering. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.